Good day, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Jerry from BackCountry Wrenching, and we got some more projects to finish up on the TJ. This will probably be the last little bit of projects for a bit. Then we're bringing in the JK to completely rebuild the suspension, amongst some other things we got to do to the engine before wintertime. I just realized that I had not changed oil in my TJ since 2020. It's not a big deal because in the last 2 years, if you guys have been following this channel, I have not really been driving my TJ at all. The rear end was out, put in a Ford 8.8, rebuilt the suspension, took out the front axle, trussed it, everything else. Did a lot of work to the TJ to get it to where I want it. It's now on 35s. So that V8 power is going to be utilized properly. But let's get the oil changed first. Then we got some other small projects that we're going to build to get this thing ready for the trails. Just got the mini vac, one of my favorite tools, because the oil capacity is probably bigger than my drain pan, so this will suck it out, and I still can't remember how many liters it is to fill it. So this has a measurement that I'll be able to go off of. This is going to be fun, playing catch. I definitely would have overflowed this pan for sure. It's only 5 liters plus the filter. For some reason I thought it was more than that. Guess not. People still ask me if it was worth it doing the V8 swap, and it was way worth it. I would do it again. In fact, I plan on doing it again to the JK. However, the low profile oil pan, which is nice, makes changing this oil filter not so pleasant. Not so pleasant. Here's what I do. I get that strap wrench on it. You kind of need 2 hands to do this. Maybe I'll set it up. I'm gonna set it up for you guys to see. There we go. Smaller strap wrench will actually come in handy, but pretty greasy. There we go. There we go. We got her loose. New filters put in. What I usually do once I break it free with this setup, it's a little bit awkward, is that I remove these 2 bolts and then kind of tilt it up a little bit and lift it up. Gives me a little bit more extra room. It's got some oil in it. The air filter cone seems to be a little dirty, so I'm going to pop that out. I actually bought 2 of these filter cones and 2 of these little pre-filter screens. That way when I'm out wheeling, because they're so small, they plug up pretty quick, that it's just a matter of swapping them out. Give her a shot while I got her apart. Hot damn, fresh air filter ready to go. And it's a little pre-filter right there. That feels good. Oil is changed. New air filter. Time to move on to the next project, which is going to be making an air up tool for my TJ as well. And I remember when I made the one for my JK, quite a few people recommended that I try these standard air chucks. So I'm going to do it on this build, and if I like it, I'm going to swap over my other set to that as well. Those are a little bit on the pricey side, but if they work better, they work better. These are all my parts. Got the high vis Princess Auto air hose I'm going to be using. 50 feet, 3/8, nice bright orange. Picked that up on sale a little while ago, and it's just been sitting in my garage, and now it's time to build this project. This is for the B-roll people. And I put that one down there, so when I tighten it up, it's actually doing both. Because one's going to tighten up first before the other, and then we'll both get them in. So we got 50 feet of this hose, 2 lengths, or 22 feet, and then plus the other 2 lengths, and we're at close to 26 feet. So already half done, so we're gonna have lots of hose. So now I can start building. Put my special clamp on, my first piece, put it up there, and I'm using a 17mm clamp. Squeeze that tight. We got one end, and we're gonna come down to here. Grab another 17mm, and I should have some T's. Yeah, got my T right there. Feed that on. Clamp it. What the heck did I do there? Man, I must have been liquored. Not sure what I was thinking. I'm supposed to have nipples, but instead I put air chucks instead of barbs. Beauty of filming is that you can go back and look at your video clips to see if you screwed them all up, but I only screwed up 2 of them. So we got the other end of that T, and we're gonna plug into there and grab my clamp. These ear clamps are totally the way to go for this. And then on the opposite end, I got my hose barb and this right here. I'm gonna squeeze it on there. And then we're gonna clamp that as such. Perfect. So I gotta make a pit stop to Princess Auto because I need to get some parts. Ideally, I need more of these female type air connectors, but I'm just gonna go with like this style and utilize what I got, because buying these ones will be more expensive than buying the fittings. Now, speaking of which, coming back to here, remember where I put the airline fitting on instead of the actual hose barb? Well, I can't swap them out because these cheap valves I got, the insert is in there. So as soon as I went to loosen it, well, part of the ball valve, the servicing part of it, comes apart. So I put a little bit of grease on there, forced the hose on it, used a 19mm hose clamp instead of a 17mm, clamped her down. We're only going to be seeing less than 40 psi, so I'm not very concerned about it leaking. And I think it'll work for my needs. Unfortunately, I should have been paying more attention. Not sure what was going on. Let's go get some parts and then we can finish this off. So the parts I was looking for, Princess Auto, were out of stock. However, that worked out in my favor because I didn't realize that they sold the parts that I needed in packages instead of in a big kit. Well, I'm back from Princess Auto and got the parts that I need. As you can see right here, I got the M plug to 1/4 inch female I just double checked in my manifold that they're gonna work. Now that we got the air up tool completed, we need to take it outside and test it. We want to test it to make sure that there's no big leaks. Leaks that are gonna overcome what we're pumping in. And I got this box I picked up from Princess Auto a while ago. I've got a whole bunch of these now that I stack all my supplies in, and that's where my air up tool is going. As you can see, air up tool fits in the ammo crate just nicely. Now before we go outside, do some testing with that, make sure everything's good. We're going to go underneath the Jeep because there's a small issue that I need to take care of. I thought my oil seal was leaking, but now I think it's actually the oil pan. And I'm going to tell you and show you why I think that. Go underneath where the sadness is. Because wherever I park, it drips. So I pulled the inspection cover off. You're probably not going to be able to see in there like I can. But if the rear oil seal was leaking, it'd be leaking from there. But if you look at the oil pan, everywhere is wet along the oil pan. So I'm going to check the bolts. It is possible that it could leak from up top too, but I don't think that's the case. I think the oil pan gasket is leaking. Sadly, I brought some tools out to check to see if the oil pan bolts have come loose a little bit. Unfortunately, they didn't, so kind of sucks. Won't be an easy job, because I gotta drop the exhaust. Yeah, it's gonna suck, but it's gonna have to wait till the next oil change, unless it gets really bad. So before we go outside, I'm also gonna test out this alltop air compressor that I picked up to use in my Jeeps, because the ARB air compressor is just a single pump, and with 35-inch tires I feel it might struggle. So I built all my air tools that I could hook up an auxiliary compressor to it as well. And this one I got off Amazon, so I'm going to test it out. But I'm going to tell you right now, this thing looks pretty darn beefy, and I think it might do the job, or even better than what I think. Let's go outside and put this to the test. Let's get the Jeep outside and test out the air up tool. So according to my gauge, I have an equalization about 32 psi. I'm gonna bleed that down. I'm gonna go to like 18. Everything's hooked up, bright orange. Secondary compressor, ARB compressor. We just gotta start the Jeep, have it idle, because using both compressors, that's gonna be a lot of amperage. Let's get this going. According to the gauge, about 16 psi, so I was gonna take this. That's my ARB compressor. I'm gonna plug it in there. And we're gonna hook up the other one. So the air compressor is good length. ARB compressor. Open it up, it starts filling. Start this one. Kind of hard to get a reading. to get this one going. Then the pressure goes way up. Battery light isn't on, that's a good sign. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, that thing is crazy impressive. I did a run just by itself for a video on my other channel, and holy crap is it fast. Air up tool works great. Another one in the books. I like those fittings. I think I might order up a set for my other one. But I think it's time to get this back in the garage, put away, and get a fire going tonight and motherfucking beer time. Did get a fire going and I'm kicking back with a beer. I didn't get a chance to do a proper send off tonight. I got too busy. What happened is that must have been when I was changing the oil. I moved the wires out of the way and the ground connection came out of the torque converter lockup relay. So I had some issues and I had to figure that out. But I sorted that out and got it fixed, and now I'm having a fire. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them below. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.